You know, I grew up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and I love Arkansas, and to be able to live here and work here and play here and be able to duck hunt here is just really special. Stuttgart is known all over this world for the greatest duck hunting in the world. And to be able to be from here and only be the second president of Ducks Unlimited from Arkansas is really special to me. My dad started me off hunting. He started taking me when I was 8 years old and let me shoot when I was 10, and I was hooked ever since. Five Oaks was started in 1983. Our family bought the lodge from the Memphis Furniture Company. And shortly after I closed the deal on the lodge, I met a gentleman that forever changed my life. His name is Herman Taylor. I've been a DU member probably since I was 16, and certainly been going to the DU dinners there in Pine Bluff and my hometown. But I had not been a volunteer for DU yet. I didn't understand what all the organization had done and was doing for us until Mr. Taylor really brought it and showed me and explained to me what the importance of an organization like Ducks Unlimited was doing for the sport that we love and the conservation, and how important habitat was. Gene Henry was there, now I'm going to say probably 94, 95. Gene turned to me and never forget it. We were sitting in the lodge, he says, "You ever thought about being the president of this organization?" And I was just excited to meet a president and have a president at our hunting lodge, much less ever the thought of ever being the president. Of course I said, "Mr. Henry, no sir, I've never thought about it, and gosh, what an amazing honor that would be someday." And in my wildest imagination, I never thought I'd have an opportunity to be president of this organization. It's the greatest conservation organization in the world. It's what I love, and so it's a real honor for me to be here today.
I first met George Dunklin on or about 1973. When I was invited over to his parents' home in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, as the guest of his sister, Debbie Dunklin, who had a social/duck hunting weekend over there. Well, I can tell you, I was much more interested in the duck hunting portion than I was in the social portion. Next morning, I met Debbie's little brother, George, who I think was in high school at Jefferson High School in Pine Bluff. And we went out and got in the family Ford station wagon with wood paneling on the sides, and we headed out to George's duck field. Well, by this time we find the field, it's now way daylight, and there are ducks everywhere. I mean, we pull up in that rice field and just thousands of ducks are boiling everywhere. And I said to George, I said, "George, you and I are going to be good friends for a long time."
This is the 8th duck season that we're just about to finish 4 days from now. And when you spend 60 days in the woods with somebody, you really get to know them. And he's one of the finest people I've ever met.
George Dunklin provided extraordinary leadership on the Game and Fish Commission. He not only was cognizant of the needs to be responsive to our sportsmen, but he also is aware of future generations' needs to be able to enjoy the same outdoor quality of life that all of us are able to enjoy. So as a conservationist, he's tried to make sure that the habitat and that the outdoor opportunities will exist not just today, not just tomorrow, but for many years to come.
I met George at a Razorback football game in 1989. My wife and I were walking through the parking lot, and George knew her and recognized us. He invited us to sit with him, and by the end of the game, he had invited me to hunt with him. The next day, we met, and he took me to Raydell, his special place in the world. George and I were by ourselves. We walk in and stand there in the dark and watch mallard ducks drop through the trees, and it was truly one of those magical moments.
Hey, I met George Dunklin many years ago through a mutual friend, Raleigh Rimmel, as we were getting involved in Ducks Unlimited. George is a great guy. He's a gentleman's gentleman, and just think the world of him. George will be a great president for Ducks Unlimited. I don't know anyone that has the passion that George does deep in his heart for conservation habitat work, and that's can be seen with Five Oaks right there where he lives and his pride and joy. So George is profound in what he knows about conservation work and the mission of Ducks Unlimited.
I think George, as president of DU, he's going to be fabulous at it. He is so unselfish and such a visionary. Just look at what he's created with his family business that he's developed from nothing when he came on the scene on or about 1973 and to what it is today. His degree of organization, his attention to detail, but primarily just his love of the outdoors and of conservation, and every single thing he ever does is totally focused on how can we make this better, how can we protect the resource that we have and that we all love, and he's going to do a great job as president.
Just always thinking about one thing, and that's what we live by, and that's habitat.
What you're getting in George Dunklin is real. He loves this habitat. He has been blessed with opportunities to do it, and he knows how to do it.
Congratulations on being the next Ducks Unlimited National President. And by the way, Allison said she would love to have been here, but she's still looking for her luggage back at the airport. We'll see you soon.
George is deserving of the national presidency. He's a great leader, somebody who has a tremendous background and experience. He will do a great job, and congratulations, George. We're very proud of you.